it going? Hope your day is going good. All right, so a little while ago, I was going on the internet, scrolling through, went to Marketplace, was looking around, and I found something super awesome. Like, whoa, definitely need that type of awesome. So I contacted the person, went there, had a look at it, had to go measure some stuff, and it was a little too big for what I was where I was wanting to put it, so I had to make adjustments. And so I did, and I got a couple people, got a truck, got it here, and check this out. So I got this. Super awesome. So this came out of our local and happened to be the last Aladdin's Castle in all of the United States. Pretty cool. They were up and operating up until about 3-4 years ago. So this is the Cyclone Machine by ICE. And this is a ticket redemption machine. Me and my kids, the whole time they were growing up, we played this so much. This was like our go-to when we wanted to get tickets, things like that. And they wanted to win prizes. This was the exact one. So, I got it for a super awesome price. The people I got it from wanted to take the old Aladdin's Castle and to turn it back into an arcade again, but they wanted to do all coin ops. So they got rid of all the ticket machines. This being the coolest one, I thought. So I got it, loaded it up, brought it here. Now this all turns on. Just a second. Hey, look at that. Super cool, right? Super awesome. Maybe you guys played this before. If you did, if you played this, let me know down in the comments. All right. So, there is a caveat with this machine. So, this has been there for quite a while, so there's been some changes. So, originally, this was token based. You go and get tokens, put it in here, and you would win tickets, right? However, over the years, they moved from tokens to card swipers, right? So they did that. They took out the coin mechanisms and put in card swipers. And then when they closed up, they took out the card swipers. So there's neither a coin mechs or card swipers in this. And I think you can see down here, there's just a hole where where you would put the coins in, and then down here was already covered up where the coin return would be. You can also see there's still Namco tickets, and there's a load of them still in here, and tokens as well. However, I didn't realize that underneath each one of these is a vault where all the tokens went. It's stored like just under here, and there's locks under each one of them. I do not have a key for that. However, I ordered some key things, and I should be able to crack it and get them open. That'll be awesome. I'll update you when that stuff comes. However, the project I'm going to be doing today, the thing I'm trying to accomplish. Hey! That's it, it works. So, alright, whenever you're done. Okay. Alright. Anyway, so, thing I'm trying to accomplish today is I need to be able to add credits to this thing. So, how am I going to do that without a key mech or a card swiper? How will I do that? Well, inside here, there's still wiring for a key mech. A coin, there's inside here, there's still wiring for a coin mech. But I don't want to use a coin mech. So, the alternative is, hold on. At first, I went to my local hardware store looking for a button, and I found this. Not great, but I could test out if it works, right? And it did. So when I wired this button up to here, it added tokens. It added credits. So what I'm going to do is I went on Amazon and I found these arcade buttons. See? Arcade buttons. Now these ones are a little different. Two of these prongs light up the button. There's no power supply here for lighting up the button. However, the other two just work as a regular switch. Looks like it goes much better with the aesthetic than this thing, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire this up, and we'll use this as the switch to add credits. However, the other thing I'm going to have to do is there's a big hole here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my 3D modeling program and fire up the 3D printer, and I'm pretty much going to make a square with a hole this diameter, so then I can put the button in here and it holds it in place, and I can just push it and I can add credits. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm trying to accomplish today, is being able to add credits to this thing through a cool little arcade button. So let's go. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with a thin square. Right? Now I've taken my caliper tool and measured the millimeters of the coin door. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the size of it. Right? So I'll go here to change the scale, and let's say it was 28.6. Well, let me back up. Let me lock that in place. 28.6. I gotta zoom way in because that is way smaller than what it first comes out when I pick the square. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a cylinder, and I'm going to adjust that cylinder and then subtract the cylinder shape from the square here to make the button hole. So I'm going to do that. Alright, so now I've done that. I took the cylinder, I lowered it, I shrunk down to the size that I needed for the button, and I went here and used this subtract button, and it took the cylinder and just cut out the shape in the square. So this is the size I need. This is the circle for the button. Now I will take this and I will go over here and save it as, and I will save it as an STL, and then I will load that in my other program, and I will go ahead and print this up. Okay, so I've got it loaded up here in my Elegoo Cura program, and so there it is, and I'm going to probably, I won't need support structure, so I'm going to unclick that. The build plate adhesion though,
There are different things. This like holds the model to the build plate. I don't know if you're familiar or not with 3D printing things, but these different settings help hold whatever you're printing to the what they call the build plate, right? So sometimes different versions of these are better for different projects. This, since there's a hole in it, and it's going to be on the other side of the coin door, I'm not going to use a raft. A raft is really good for when you have like smaller things and you want to make sure that it's, you know, secure in place. It'll print the plastic on top of a raft of plastic, so then you can just pop that piece off and it holds it in place really well. This, since there's a hole in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a brim, and it'll put like a thin layer of plastic on the outside of this that I can just take off, and it'll make sure that the print stays in place. So I'm going to do that, so I don't need support. I change that to a brim, and then I'll go and hit slice here, and then that will make a little file that I will take and I will put on a micro SD card, and then I'll put that SD card into my 3D printer and print this up.
Alright, so now that that's done, this is what I was left with. This is what was done, right? Cool. However, I didn't think about needing to screw it in around the sides to hold it in place. So I had to go back and make a complete different one that had wider parts for screwing into the back of the coin door. So I made this one. Put a yellow button. I thought the yellow button kind of went better with this yellow button. And so it's wider. I'll put it in and hopefully fire this thing up. Right. Okay, one wire up. Second wire. Okay. Yeah, see? That'll be pretty cool. That'll work. Alright. So let me make sure I have it hooked into the right place. Because like I said, there's two different prongs on here. One to illuminate the button and the other one to work as the switch. So let me turn this on, make sure I got it right. I think I do. Pretty sure. But I've been wrong before. Alright. Hey, there it is. And it'll be loud. So I'm going to go unplug it. Alright. Learn my lesson now. Alright. So, that in there. Let's get one going here. Once I get one screw on there, the rest will come. Hey, there we go. Alright. Come on. Where are you at? This is kind of the tricky part because I gotta go in here and like hold the thing in place while I drill into it. Hey, there we go. Home stretch. Alright. It's a weird screw hole configuration on here, but I'll work with what I got. Alright. So there we go. All done. I really think the yellow goes better with the aesthetic. Matching here. Working there. So, let's fire it up. Alright. Guys ready for this music again? Let's do it. Hey! Hey! And there we go. Button credit accomplished. So, thanks for joining me on my little project for the day. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. Like I said, if you played this before, comment down below. And let's reminisce and get nostalgic. Right on. See you guys next time.